Good morning, my name is Sara Vivas, my partner is Jimena Cruz, and today we are accompanied by Dr. Ernesto Canela Rodriguez. Together I talk to them about a disease called carpal tunnel syndrome. Well, to begin, will I tell you about the anatomy of the hands? The first structure is the median nerve. The median nerve starts in the arm, then runs vertically through the arm, passing by the brachial artery. This nerve is allows for the sensitivity and the movement of the hands. Specifically, it allows for fast, fine movements. The other structure is the carpal tunnel. The carpal tunnel is a narrow passage in the base of the hands that contains tendons, ligaments, bones, and the median nerve. It is bounded, and it is proximal part by the bones pisiform, semilunar, pyramidal, and scaphoid, and it is distal part by the bones trapezium, and the largest. The roof of this tunnel is delimited by a ligament called flexor retinicule. Through this tunnel run 10 structures in total: 4 tendons for the common flexor muscle surface of the fingers of the hands, 4 tendons for the deep common flexor muscle of the fingers above of the others below, and the tendon of the flexor muscle long of the thumb and the median nerve. The last structure is the flexor tendons. These are these, and which allows of the bending of the fingers. Well, now my partner Jimena will explain about this syndrome.
What is it? Carpal tunnel syndrome, its abbreviation CTS, occurs when the median nerve, which runs from the forearm into the palm of the hand, becomes pressed or squeezed at the wrist. The median nerve provides feeling to the palm side of the thumb and to the index, middle, and part of the ring fingers, although not the little finger. It also controls some small muscles at the base of the thumb. Sometimes thickening from the leaning or irritated tendons or other swelling narrows the tunnel and causes the median nerve to be compressed. The result may be numbness, weakness, or sometimes pain in the hand and wrist, or occasionally in the forearm and arm. CTS is the most common and widely known of the treatment neuropathies in which one of the body's peripheral nerve is pressed upon. Then I will show you a video so that you understand better about this syndrome.
This is the pathway that creates a problem.
And this is basically the carpal tunnel ligament. The median nerve is this yellow structure.
Carpal tunnel syndrome is simply pressure on that nerve. A majority of the times doctors don't know why, but sometimes it can be due to a mass or thickening of the tissues in the carpal canal.
And patients will generally complain of numbness and tingling. It mainly happens at nighttime.
Orthopedic surgeon Dr. Sanj Kakar says if symptoms are ignored, carpal tunnel can lead to difficulties doing what were routine tasks.
Women have difficulty doing their bra, men have difficulty doing the top button on their shirt.
Dr. Kakar says for some patients, wearing a wrist brace at night can ease symptoms. A steroid injection may help, although the effects can wear off over time. The next option is a short surgery to open the tunnel and relieve the pressure.
All we're doing is literally opening up this band. The actual procedure takes 5 to 10 minutes, and it's amazing the number of times you see patients who say, "I didn't realize that's all it took."
For the Mayo Clinic News Network, I'm Jeff Olson.
Who gets carpal tunnel syndrome? Diabetics, gout, hypothyroidism, and rheumatoid arthritis. Teachers, students, pregnancy, or people with sprain or fracture of the wrist. Then the doctor will present the causes of this syndrome.
Thank you, Sara Yosahandi and Jimena, for the invitation. Now, I want to talk about what are the causes of the carpal tunnel syndrome. The carpal tunnel syndrome is often the result of a combination of the factors that reduce the available space for the median nerve within the carpal tunnel, rather than a problem with the nerve itself. Most cases carpal tunnel syndrome are caused by the combination of the factors. Some body studies show that women and older people are more likely to develop these conditions. Other risk factors that carpal tunnel syndrome include and the trauma and the injury to the wrist as the cause swelling, such as the sprain or the fracture. The heredity, this is likely an important factor. The carpal tunnel might be smaller in the more people, and there may be an anatomic difference that change the amount of space of the nerve, and these traits can run in families. Other diseases are the pituitary gland and the rheumatoid arthritis, because this disease causes bone alterations. Talk about the hand use. Repetitive hand use, repeating on the same hand and the wrist motion of the activities over a prolonged period of the time may aggravate the tendons in the wrist, causing swelling and puts pressure in the nerve. The other mechanical factors as the hand and the wrist positions. Doing activities that involve extreme flexion or extension of the hand and the wrist for a prolonged period of the time can increase pressure on this neck. Repeated use of a rotary hand tools, like in the image on the video. The other, as mentioned by the Jimena, as the pregnancy. The hormonal change during pregnancy can use swelling on the menopause as the retention of the fluid. This is accumulated in the tissue, and this is worse the nerve. And then the cyst under the tumor in the canal may be displaced of the nerve. Other health conditions are the diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and thyroid gland imbalance in condition, and they are associated with the carpal tunnel sign.
Symptoms usually start gradually with frequent burning, tingling, or itching numbness in the palm of the hands and the fingers, specifically the thumb, the index, and the middle fingers. Some carpal tunnel surface side their fingers feel useless and swollen even though little or no swelling is appearing. The symptoms often first appear in one or both the hands during the night, since many people sleep with flaccid wrists. As person with carpal tunnel syndrome may wake up feeling the need to shake off the hands or wrist. As symptoms worsen, people might feel tingling during the day. Decreased grip strength might make it difficult to form a fierce grasp small objects or perform other manual tasks. In chronic and or untreated case, the muscle of the base of the thumb might waste away. Some people are unable to tell between hot and cold by touch.
Good, continue. For the diagnostic, treatment, and prevention, the physical examination is very important to review these patients. The physical examination is going to press down, tap along the median nerve inside in your wrist to see if it causes a numbness and a tingling in your fingers. Bend and hold your wrist in a flexed position to the test on the numbness and the tingling in your hands. Test sensitive in your fingers and help by gently touching them with a special instrument when your eyes are closed. For example, this is a hammer, medical hammer, and the inside have a needle to be the sensory information. And this is a one pointed, and ask it if you have a sensation or not. Okay. Check out the angles on the muscle around on the bases in the thumbs. Look at atrophy in the muscles around the base on the thumb. In several cases, the muscles may become visibly smaller. Okay. Other tests of the laboratory are the electromyography, as shown in this video, and this is consist to observe the nerve condition studies. This test will help your doctor measure how well your median nerve and working and help determine whether there's too much pressure on the nerve. This test measure and the signal traveling in the nerves, your hand and the arm can detect it when a nerve is not conducting its signal effectivity. The X-ray and the other studies like ultrasound prove that image and the dense structures, such as the bones. If you have limited with motion and degree of pain, your doctor may order X-rays to include other causes in your symptoms, such as arthritis, ligament injury, or a fracture. In the treatment, the most easily to do is an exercises. Look at destinations and the range of motions and the flexion or extension of the hand. And the other movements are the wrist stretch, hyperflexion, hyperextension of the wrist. And the other movements are the improve the movement and the muscles are the left down or right side of the neck. And the other example is that the balls for a time five times in this hand and 5 times in the other hand. And then the scapular squeezing is when you go into the shoulders to the back, equally by repetitions. The hand surgery and other treatments surgical is to do the open carpal tunnel release and endoscopic carpal tunnel release. The injection of the steroids, for example, corticosteroid or the cortisone, is a powerful anti-inflammatory agent that can be injected into the carpal tunnel. They're effective and sometimes only temporary. Okay? And the wrist arthroscopy is a more recent surgical procedure, and they're not open and one large incisions, only one and 2 points, and then can inside in the joint and see the muscles and see the canal and see the nerve. For last, the prevention of this disease. The minimizers report the repetitive hand movements, alternate between activities and the tasks to reduce the strain in your hands and wrists. Keep wrists straight in the narrow position, avoid holding the objects on the same way for long. Change. The movement you're working is the change. Then let's change in the workplace. Working in the office is adjust on the desk, chair, and the keyboard so that your forearms are level with your work surface. No more top, no more get down. Okay. And lastly, wear and spleen at night to keep your wrist straight while sleeping.
This video shows the process of arthroscopy.
Well, now we will recommend certain applications for a better learning about this disease. Okay, the first application is biodigital. The biodigital human is the world's first 3D interactive human body platform designed to power application across health and medicine. Our medically accurate virtual body map enables users to showcase their products and devices, explore detailed anatomy, fitness, and health conditions, and communicate complicated health concepts through the unique fusion of art, science, and cutting-edge technology. Well, now I explain how to use it. Download the app on your tablet, cell phone, or any electronic device. Then he will ask you to create an account and you must enter your email and password. And you already have free access to some body scans that are divided into categories. For example, here it's bones, jaws, and muscles. If you don't find one, you put it in the search engine, like in this case our topic, and it already appears to you if it is in the application. The only disadvantage is that not all are free, and if you want to see all the scans, you could pay the monthly application. But the truth, we highly recommend as students have made it easy for you to understand some topics that our teacher has taught us.
Now, the next application is physiology animations. Where we can find the section of physiology and pathology, as well as the section of bones and muscles. Cells and tissues, breathing, nutrition, among others. If we enter muscle and bones pathologies, we can find carpal tunnel syndrome. Only it is a premium service. We have one more application, and is e-anatomy. We can find the illustration and ray X of some parts of the body, like a upper limb, hand, and corpus, the face, the heart, among others. Thank you very much for your attention.
And if anyone has any questions about the illness, it's time to ask them.
Well, this is the end of the video. I want to thank you for the invitation, Jimena, Yasari Yasahani, and congratulations for this work. Please see you to the next video. Well done. Have a nice day. See you later.